What is up, my fellow mobile gamers? In today's video, we got our best builds for the Gunslinger class. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up this video, it is greatly appreciated. We went ahead and we did the class change, cost me 3,000 diamonds. We went from Assassin to Gunslinger just for this video specifically. We're gonna go over some builds. We're gonna try and make this as quick as possible. First thing we're gonna go over is the enchantments over here. So what you wanna look out for is precision right here and crit rate. Those are your two main stat buffs that you are looking for when you are rolling for your enchantments. Now, the way the Gunslinger works is the PvP solo style actually has a buff to crit rate and crit damage. That's basically your main focus, is you just want to have a very high crit rate, and you also want to have your accuracy, which is also known as precision, as high as possible, because the class that gives you the most problem as a gunslinger is the assassin. So kind of think of it like the assassin kind of counters the gunslinger. The gunslinger wants to hit hard and hit fast. You want to do lots of crit damage really fast, and that's pretty much it. You don't want the battles to go on for very long. And because of that, the assassin has that resilience, the resistance, they have the ability to dodge a lot of attacks, so it can be difficult. So for the gunslinger, this is very, very important. Precision is absolutely a must. Also, aside from precision and crit rate, you can then go ahead and do other various things like ice damage. The gunslinger does elemental damage of ice. So if we take a look right here, you'll see ice attack greatly increases the attack damage of gunslingers. So we got cyber petal for PvE content, enchanted rose for solo PvP content, and absolute zero for your team battles. Now, I personally don't like absolute zero as much as enchanted rose. You can definitely use enchanted rose for team PvP battles. Absolute zero is good for is that it gives you this reduction in damage taken. This is pretty much just more survivability. So if you're doing something like a Guild Wars, where you have to hold certain positions, this is a good class to choose. If you don't really want to play that style and you're doing like a team battle, let's say you are doing a Guild Wars and you're like, you know what, I don't want to sit there and just hold, you can go ahead and switch over to Enchanted Rose, which increases your crit rate and crit damage if you just want to be an absolute destroyer. So we're going to go over to Cyber Petal and we're going to go over to our talents. We're going to try and do this quick. Pretty much took all attack. So we went with increased damage dealt to monsters. Then we have when your HP is higher, increase your damage dealt. Then we went with Spread Fear, increased damage dealt by drone pursuit by 50%. Then we went with Sky Splitter, increased damage dealt by grenade by 20%. You also have this other one where normal attacks deal 2 times damage for 3 seconds after your ultimate is cast. This is if you want to kind of do like burst damage. However, increasing your damage dealt by your grenades works better. It has more synergy with this style because if we go ahead and we look at the PvE style, casting a style skill has a 50% chance to fire additional grenades from the drone. So because of that, you know, you're going to be shooting out grenades more often. And then finally, we have Heavenly Wrath, increases the chance of grenade triggered by style skill by 10%. So let's just increase it. So now you'll have a 60% chance to trigger those additional grenades, along with that extra 20% damage they're going to do. So it absolutely pops off amazing. You could also go the Rage build, which if you wanted to do that, you would just switch to Void Plane. So each normal attack has a chance to gain additional Rage. And then you would go ahead and you would choose this one right here. All right, let's take a look at Enchanted Rose. Pretty much want to do tons and tons of damage. We went ahead, increased damage to players. We then have when your HP is higher, you do more damage. Increased damage dealt by Deadly Rose by 40%. After using Serpent Phantom, increased damage dealt by 10% for 4 seconds. If you want the speed, you could do this one, but really, again, this is just strictly damage build, and that's why having precision very, very high is important. You can put out a ridiculous amount of damage as the gunslinger, but if you do not have a lot of precision stats in your enchantments, you could have the potential to miss a lot of your attacks. And then finally, we finished it up with Void Plane, increases Petal Storm's base damage by 45%. All right, and then we're going at Absolute Zero. Again, this is if we want high survivability build, where we want to stay alive as long as possible on those control points. So we're going to take a lot of damage reduction stuff. So we have reduced damage taken by 5%. Then we have reduced damage taken from ultimates by 15%. Then we have, there's a 20% chance that a normal attack will trigger the slow down effect of Extreme Frost. Then we take Frantic Blade. Normal attacks deal an additional 30% damage to enemies slowed by Extreme Frost. Now this goes hand in hand with these two. So if we take a look, a 20% chance that a normal attack will trigger the slow effect, and then our normal attacks are going to do an extra 30% damage to enemies who are slowed. So those two, absolutely amazing synergy. If you don't like that basic attack build though, you can pretty much just switch these around, and you could go Spread Fear, which increases the slowdown duration. And then you can choose Sky Splitter. The Extreme Frost effect of different skills can stack. So if you kind of just wanted to go for like a super duper slow build, you could go ahead and choose those two. Otherwise, if you want to do like the normal attack slow effect, you'll just take these two right here for extra damage and the extra slow. And then finally, we have when Frost Shield is effective and when attacked by the enemy, the damage dealt by enemies is reduced by 10% for 2 seconds. Again, just giving you some damage reduction. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe, my friends. I hope you had an amazing weekend. Back to the work week grind. Stay happy, stay safe, my friends. Peace.